Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.
Welcome once again to a new episode of the Digital Business Forum. My name is David. I'm here in California. I'm a digital business entrepreneur and an advisor in cybersecurity. We have two guests here, Vikas and Elvira. You're welcome.
Hi, David.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before we give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to our viewers, would like to have Dorothy introduce yourself for those that are watching us for the very first time.
Okay, all right. Forgive my throat. So, hi everybody. How are you doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. If it is your first time to see me, my name is Dorothy, originally from Uganda, currently in the United States, California, a proud digital business coach, a mother, a former nurse, a former anti-money laundering analyst, and a former safety development officer. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, and we are here every Sunday just to inspire you guys that things are possible. Back to you, David.
Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Dorothy. And now, Vikas and Elvira, please.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, David. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you for having us here. My name is Elvira.
And my name is Vikas.
And we are children of God, along with our son here, Levi, in the background.
You can hear his sound.
We are originally from India, but we lived in the UAE from Dubai for about 2 decades. And we recently moved to Canada about 15 months back. We come with strong backgrounds from the oil and gas sector, and because from the
heavy moving machinery.
Yeah, and we started this business about 9 months now, and we are loving it. So we're newbies in the business. That's from us.
Wow, very wonderful introduction right there. You know, you mentioned you have a big background in oil and gas sector. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. And I'd like to kind of pick your mind on what this journey was like for you. Could you elaborate on your journey into the digital online business world for businesses? What really motivated you with that kind of a background to again find something in on the online space? You know, what was that journey like for you?
So our journey was like pretty. It's basically just a new immigrant journey, right? We were doing very, very well. We were thriving in the UAE with the backgrounds that we came for, but we still wanted more out of life. And so, if for people who don't know, in the UAE you don't get citizenship. So you either have to move to some other place or you go back to your home country. And we started venturing out and seeing what are the opportunities we have, and then we landed up in Canada. So coming to Canada, we thought, of course, every immigrant, the highs and lows of migrating, right? And when we came in here in Canada, and we were looking out for jobs, at the same time, we had actually bumped into one of our mentors. She was advertising for this online business. So what did we have to lose, right? We are looking out for something falls in our plate. So it was just like we would say an answered prayer. And then we just checked out all the details. We did our due diligence, and then we dive right into the business.
Thank you so much. So yours was a matter of, you know, looking for work. You were in the process of looking for work. Then you saw something and you said, "Hey, why not?" You know. Okay, understand. Dorothy, do you have anything to uh, comment on this or?
Yes, me. I'm concerned. Um, like we all know oil and gas. It's kind of a demanding sector, and most people kind of running into that sector. But here we are, our amazing guests. They're like, I'd rather start up something, else on the side as should I call it an exit route, right?
Yeah,
So,
actually,
um,
that's a
go ahead. Sorry.
yes. Sorry. So that's a good point. Actually, you mentioned Dorothy there that oil and gas field and the heavy earth moving machinery field,
Yeah.
it was doing well. And maybe for us, we really believe it was God's timing, because once we moved over here, although I was still with my company when we migrated, they gave me, like, because of the years of service that we were at me at my field and Vikas at his field, they gave me an opportunity. They said, okay, fine, we will not release you, but we keep you on a personal leave to see that if we have something for you in Canada, we can take you back. But unfortunately, yeah, it's everything is like life is changing, and every phase, every era is so different from the other. So although yes, oil and gas field, it is booming, but what we came to know is once we migrated over here, they started unfortunately laying off people. And if I wouldn't know. It's something like, it's we keep saying, this is really God's divine timing. So he has better plans for us, and we thank God that whatever step we have taken, we know that it's guided by God, and we give him all the glory. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, we that's what we thought, like we have to make a mind that after going to a new country, it's like a new start.
Yeah,
So
fresh.
we need to, yeah, it's a new, fresh, new start. So we need to have a something side hustle. Like we need to start something other than searching a job.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was the right time. It just bumped into and we decided what how we can do and what we'll do, and even I knew about this the online digital marketing. So back in 90s, I had done this thing.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, so you
Yeah,
had a
with my
knowledge of
Traditional,
digital. Yeah.
traditional, yeah, the
traditional
traditional
business.
pyramid scheme, like so, and it was really
Oh, it was a
bad.
pyramid scheme, right?
Yeah, so
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Great.
it didn't work out much with us, like so we had to draw. So me and my mother had started with that, and we had to keep on going door to door, knocking,
Yeah.
taking the
I was
products.
talking in the night. I think they all started in the 90s, or maybe.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
oh,
Right.
So it was very difficult. So as you
Yeah.
said, so that's like when we saw this plan, the blueprint of this, I said, "Wow,
This
that's a
is
good one."
better. Yeah.
Yes.
Correct. Wow.
that's
All right.
amazing. That's amazing. Like from the warm streets of India to the fast-paced life of UAE, and now
Yes.
the fresh beginning in Canada. That's a journey, right? It's
Yes.
really a journey, and to be honest, our audience out there, this family has carried that courage, should I say, and faith to every step you guys are taking, and proud of you. You're really doing amazing. So
Thank
anyways, um how have you been able to identify this opportunity? Well, the husband told us that like you've ever been there in the 1990s, and then this is where from the like the heavy machinery, and then the oil and gas, and then now into the digital world. How were you, like, how did you get to um identify that, okay, this is the right opportunity, or this is the blueprint I should go with? So how were you able to identify that? You've been just 15 months in Canada, right? That's probably just a year and some good 3 months. But guess what? A lot of us who are coming into these countries, most especially what you mentioned earlier, the mindset is very important because this is where, by all means, people around you or everybody, it's like whatever you have here, it's nothing. It doesn't matter the academic documents you have, you need to go start the life afresh. But then your case, 1 year, and you're like, I need to look for something I can do. What really forced you, and how did you identify that opportunity that I should really start something online?
Yes, thank you for that question, Dorothy. So we have a little story to answer this question. So as we mentioned, when we came here, we were still, our mindset was still stuck with the 9 to 5, right? We
Yeah.
didn't know because it's also a safe way to start, I would say. So we were doing our thing, posting our CVs, going for interviews and stuff like that, and then suddenly so a little I want to do a little rewind, and back in when we were in the UAE and we wanted to migrate, I just randomly I just did a search on my phone saying legal genuine online business. I did a search in Google, and somehow something picked up, and I think the algorithm, and now we know the algorithm, before then we don't know
Yeah.
how, right?
Didn't know about algorithms.
Yeah, that's where it started. This search I did was in March of 2024, and
Right.
we migrated in August 2024,
Right.
and then we got into the business by March 2025. So you
Right.
see the journey from there. We
Right.
we did a little search, just maybe randomly, because we said, okay, we're moving to Canada. Let's see if we can start something besides our 9 to 5. We were thinking when we reach here we will get one. So we did a search, which kind of the algorithm got built up, and then in my feed in my phone, these things from this business that we are currently in just kept coming to me. And I discussed with Vikas. I said, this something is coming up. He's like, okay, just no problem, just check it out. And mostly also because we offer this free webinar, right? This webinar you can dive in for free. You can get an overlay of what we are offering in this business. So when we came here in March of 2025, we again this we came in August, but when we were searching in March 2025, this thing came back to us, and it so happened to be my mentor who was advertising. Now the other funny part was she was not advertising in Canada. She was advertising in UAE. But you see the algorithm where it started.
Oh, it started in the UAE.
Yes, it started in the UAE, and because it was there somehow in my feed, I started following her, but I never bothered to look until when we came on this side of the world and we said, okay, something is coming up late automatically. There's no harm, just let's try it out. So when we
Right.
checked out the webinar, and also as Vikas mentioned, he had been into this traditional business before. So when he saw everything, even after we paid the 149 and we got to explore and see the blueprint of the business, we just loved it. We
Yeah.
dived right in. There was no second chances also, and we just discussed and said, let's go all in.
Yeah, but the thing is, best part was we just she showed me the webinar we saw, and okay, then it was saying like, okay, you need to pay 149. Said okay, that's not a problem. We'll pay it. Because anyhow, it is 30 days guarantee they are giving it. Yeah, and the refund. So why not to try? Just put on and see what it is to go in more in depth. So we paid the 149 and we saw the blueprint, and it was awesome. I said what I was doing before,
Back home,
yeah, back home, and this is
So
entirely different.
Yes,
And we have seen the way it is, and it is beautiful.
flourishing. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow.
that's interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. Actually, I think you're lucky because most of us when we are living, the countries coming into these countries. For example, I'm from Africa, so when I left my beautiful country, I remember I didn't have the mindset you guys had. I was like, for example, if you are, let's say, an accountant, we're gonna say, oh, here you're gonna pay, what it's in your mind, you're going to earn a little bit more than what you've been earning because of the currency. So in the beginning, I did not actually think about it, but the reality kicked in as an employee, in these countries. It's like that ordinary tax rate. The employee, the more you earn is the more you pay taxes. That's what kicked in. And I'm like, I need not to do things differently. And that's how I started to start something. I wish I did the way I did. I think I would have been somewhere else. I would have been somewhere far. Anyways, thank you so much for sharing. To our audience out there, at least you have, let's have that open mindset, because this is being in a country, leaving your country for over 15 years ago, or going to the UAE, and now you're starting again the life of, trying to start something. So you're really brave. Thank you so much for sharing. Hope our audience out there and the followers, both on your page and everywhere you're watching this, you get inspired of this amazing story and this amazing couple. Back to you, David.
Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Vikas and Elvira. Wow, I've come to understand one thing. When you leave, wherever you come from, if you're in the right mindset, I think it's only fair for you to follow your heart.
True.
It's fair for you to follow your heart, because I can relate with Vikas and Elvira. When I came to the Western world, I had the same background in something different, IT, technology. Okay. So when I came here, obviously, everybody will give you this whole idea that you need to start from scratch. You're going to have sometimes to change professions or do something else. And they have those very common ones. They'll push you in like healthcare or something, because it looks like those are very highly demanded here. And I was like, at my age, I'm learning new skills. That's going to take a while before I can become a master at these skills. So I said, what happens to technology? It looks like technology is still that driver for business. Businesses are still driven by technology. So having that consulting background, I was like, okay, I need to start from somewhere so that I understand the psychographics of this kind of market, the buying habits, the packaging of goods, services. How do you sell what? So you have to start from somewhere. And again, Elvira mentioned that. Yeah, that still you have to start from somewhere. You need to find some kind of work so you can support your family, of course. But again, it doesn't stop you from following your heart and following your dream. If you want to do something and you feel it, then you shouldn't take long. A lot of people are failed by the mindset they find in these places, from other immigrants, from people that have come here before us, because they know better the environment. But again, you lose yourself in the process. So, a minute, sorry about that. Sorry. So, yeah. So you can imagine what that journey can be, But then again, if it's within you, you'll find your pivot again and do business, okay? So wherever you are, if you're watching this show tonight, you've started from somewhere, you have a job, but you have it within you to start a business or to be an entrepreneur or to, find that life that you dream of, where you have full autonomy and control over the way you earn and the way you live. Then this is an opportunity. Rather than sitting on friends and thinking that it might never, it's about that time that you take action and, just jump it. It doesn't take long. They've only been in Canada hardly a year. Okay, let's call it a year.
Yeah.
But that will stop them from going ahead and starting the business. You know what I mean? but they would be worried about starting a business in a new environment and all these kinds of things. But they were like, you know what? I think we can do this. So that's such a big lesson from today's show. Yeah. Again, Vikas, were there any moments when you felt like giving up? Of course, it's been only a year, but I know you have a young one. I know you're supporting your family, and probably where you come from, you have families in India. You know, um, India, and obviously where we come from in Africa, we very strong on community, family, extended family. You know what I mean? So the expectations at all levels. Okay, so obviously when you start a new business, it doesn't catch on. It takes a minute. But as you're developing that business, sometimes you get that feeling, am I doing the right thing? So were there any kinds of moments when you felt like, are we doing the right thing? Is this what so how was that like for you? What has motivated you to keep going?
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you the truth. Thing is, we never felt like giving up because already we made a mindset. See, looking at the blueprint and looking at how the thing is, the business concept is working. So and it like motivated us more, like because I knew, as I said, like I knew everything. Like before I had done a traditional MLM and pyramid scheme, so this thing was something different. And we saw also in the every year, like every week there is a training is happening, like so. So that got encouraged us, like so every day started getting the testimonies of people, how the like people are growing in this business, right? Whether they're having a hardship of finance or hardship of anything they're going through, but this business has given them the opportunity to grow. So that's kept us motivating, going ahead, like so regardless, we started, so we know like how, of course, in future and in coming days we'll reach and we'll hit that.
Yes.
And yes, you have anything?
Yeah, actually, I think there cannot be an opportunity for us to give up because,
Yes.
like some people, they started with a plan B, but we came all in all. This is our plan A to Z
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
because
But
when we came, we weren't working, so this business literally fell in our lap. So we said okay, and we just took it in the right stride. And as Vikas mentioned, it's all about the mindset, right? So when you know that you have only one lifeline to hold on to, you hold on with all your might and all your strength, and you want to and have to make it work. And Vikas also touched upon the community. The community is awesome, and we have so many people encouraging you. Besides just your coach and mentor, you have access to so many people just like that. And like how Dorothy found us, and she just asked us to do this interview. So it's 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 very easy to stay motivated with this community. People are there encouraging you, giving you a word of yes, you can do it, and you're doing awesome, even though you don't feel like you're doing it. But people really come up to you and encourage you, appreciate your work. So that is the fuel that keeps us going also. So we thank God for this community as well, and the people, everyone, including yourself, David and Dorothy.
wow.
Thank you so much. Wow. You mentioned that community. Yes, we do have global community of over 200,000. Um, and I'm talking just about that online global community. I think it's a Facebook group. Over 200,000 business entrepreneurs that are collected in one place where you can have all kinds of support, just get in there and interact with people. And they're there to support you. Besides the mentorship and coaching, obviously, that comes with with the blueprint. Okay, that embedded in what we do. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Dorothy, do you have anything to add on to these comments?
Yeah, actually, thank you so much for sharing. I love that a lot of people start this business as a plan B. Actually, I started it as a plan B, but I speak today, it's my plan A. So when you say that this business is your plan A, plan B up to Z, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And when it comes to our community, I heard you speaking about the community that for you, you didn't think even of kind of giving up, even if you go through any storms. But I think that was a very good, nice like submission, because I get to realize that in life, every strong person you admire once felt exactly like you do. When it comes to that give up, they cried, they doubted, they questioned everything. I remember even me, I questioned myself. A lot of people right now, they admire me. Well, but to be honest with you, all of us, we go through those kind of storms, right? But then at the end of the day, is like you just need to keep on going, and what made them strong is basically their why they started what they're doing. If you want to earn 5 figures consistently like Dorothy, are you sure you're doing what she does? If you think you're not going to do what she does, but you want to earn like him or her, like her, it means at the end of the day, you might not get the results. You might not even have closely to her results, because really success, trust me, you're not tired of the dream. You don't have to get tired of your dreams if you want to be successful, because at the end of the day, you just, let's say, tired of fighting alone. That's why we have the community, right? Because sometimes entrepreneurs, we fight alone. We don't have, a time to, we don't have somebody to lean on. Everything is on you. Being an entrepreneur, you are the marketer, you are the customer service, you are this, you are that. But when it comes to our community, that's one of the box I ticked immediately when I joined this community. Thank you very much for that submission. Back to you, David.
All right. Thanks, Dorothy. So yeah, you know, we know you have that background with oil and gas, obviously, and I don't know what your background with technologies is, but obviously, when you choose to do digital businesses, you're going to leverage on digital technologies. So, have you encountered any technical challenges or obstacles in the development or maintenance of your online platform as we speak? And how do you overcome some of these challenges?
For me, thank you for this question. Usually, I'm a tech savvy because back in work, I used to work as a uh, condition monitoring analyst. So I used to deal with machines with a lot of communicating via satellite, via GSM, all those technical things. So I was very confident on working on those things. And when coming to online digital, it was very easy for me. So and it didn't give me any hardship, like anything, whatever the technical thing is to be, I should solve it. So even though people who are not tech savvy, but the business has given such a tools and trainings, so
Right.
they can also adopt this technical skills also
Easily. Yeah.
easily, very easily. So you don't have they don't, you don't need to struggle so much, because there are a lot of trainings, there are a lot of even if you can even though you are stuck somewhere, you can reach to your community. That's a beauty part of this community, is the community will also help, come and help to you, like what is happening or how you need to solve if you are
Yeah.
stuck somewhere in any part of the online thing, whether it is Facebook or Instagram, somewhere, anything. So that's the thing I liked, and it worked very well with me.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow. Well, Vera, you have some technical hands in the house.
Yes,
Put that,
yes,
put that to
definitely.
your advantage. Put that to full advantage because, yeah, that comes in really handy.
Yeah.
It's always good to have that kind of support, both in house and also, like you said, externally. Okay, because again, like you said, our business blueprint will show you that we have technical support. When you need it. Okay, it's available. You don't have to struggle looking for who's going to support you with the technologies to to go by your business. So which is a very wonderful thing. Okay, but having somebody in house as well, that's another uh, box to check off. You know, that's another
Yes.
box. Thank you very much for sharing that and for also reminding our audience that yes, whenever you're looking for a business, try to look at their blueprint. Don't get worried with spending money to discover what you're going to do, to do the due diligence. I would rather spend, after all, it's refundable, $150 okay, to look at the blueprint and understand best or better what exactly I'm going to get into and see whether I'm cut out to do it. If I'm not, it's fine. Though, we're all not cut out to do the same things. Dorothy
Yeah.
could be very good at it. It's not a must that I should be, okay? But I might be cut out to do something else. It's like the people that are in healthcare, respectfully, I respect our nurses and doctors. My family is full of nurses and doctors. I'm not cut out to do that. I feel a certain way when I look at blood. Okay, but then you can't choose that profession and then worry about looking at somebody's wound. You know what I mean? So, or cut or whatever, somebody from an accident, but they're doctors. They have it within them, so they're cut out to do it. However beautiful the profession might be, I know it's pain. I'm just not cut out to do it. So again, I find my way into something else. That's why I'm doing technology and that's why I'm doing digital businesses because, you know, that again gives me an opportunity to make the money, follow my dreams, and not have to look at, you know, um, say blood. But again, like you said, having that, that technical support within the system itself is key. So thank you so much. Dorothy, do you have anything to comment before you can ask a question?
Actually, when it comes to the technical support, she already has the master in the house. It's not like some of us. When we started the business, we had to go through the training right away. But I think if it was actually an opportunity, that's very nice for you. However, if you don't have any experience out there, as long as you are coachable, as long as you are maintainable, because at the end of the day, you are owning a business. So you need to understand, you need to get to know what you're going into. Because at the end of the day, you might mentor. You're going to be a mentor to somebody else. You might be a mentor to your own family because I always tell people that once you start up a business, focus on the reason as to why you're starting that business. Focus on something which is beyond money, because at the end of the day, trust me, the reason why we went to school having those academic documents, but then on your way, you have another route, right? I think the money I've ever made in this business, I've never made it in my academic with like my professions, right? So I think it's a biggest why. You need to have that something which is your why should be beyond, should actually be beyond money. Because once you have something like that, you will give all your heart because you're like, I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. So how can I break this generational struggle like in my family? So those are the things you have to look into. And trust me, whatever challenges or anything or the giving up, it's going to be history for you. It will be just a stepping stone, trust me. So now, could you elaborate, like, could you share any valuable lesson or insights you have gained from your experience as a digital entrepreneur? Is there any valuable lesson you can share with our audience out there?
So yeah, thank you for that question, Dorothy. So for me, I would say like also coming from the oil and gas field sector, we meet so many people, many talented people, and your exposure is a lot. But when I came to this business, I found out there is so much more within me, as I would say, hidden talents that I didn't know. Like,
Wow.
for example, we were to
Yeah.
present in the uh, in our mastermind, weekly mastermind, and the funny part was I started using that tool, that software, only as I came into the business. So as good as just 7 months in, and I was asked to we were asked to present. So I would say that this business opportunity gives you a lot, that you get to discover yourself. There are so many things that you don't know that is hidden there within you. Like, for example, so many people are afraid to stand in front of people and talk, but then once they do it once, they do it twice, and then third time they're a pro at it already. Like, even
Yeah.
for yourself, I think David and Dorothy, you when you started off your first episode of Digital Business Forum, you all must have, so many hiccups and so many glitches and everything, like, what's going through your
Yeah.
mind, technical issues, technical challenges. But today, y'all are,
We will have a
yeah,
replay for all of us.
Yeah, I think we should have a replay. We looked at the very first one. It was
Yeah, I
amazing.
remember we looked at it and we were like, oh wow.
Nobody wants to look at it. But, oh my
Nobody
goodness.
wants to see that. But we will have a replay one.
We're jokers, but
Yes.
yeah.
there's so much of self-learning. And as you said, you look back at your first episode and you say,
Yeah.
wow, we
So,
have grown and grown amazingly.
right.
So that's my take. Like, I used to remember as a kid, I used to always watch those people on the news, and I used to always enact doing like a news reporter. I used to clear my desk, have just maybe like a something like a stand, pretending to be a microphone or something like that. And lo and behold, today we're actually doing that. So yeah, I think that's what I want to say. It's just it's also living your dream. So many people said, where was this business, all these years? Where was this goal that we found suddenly? So
Yeah.
I thank God. I thank God for this opportunity to get into the business. It is really, if you wanna, for those watching, if you really want to discover it, you've heard what you've spoken so far, but the next step is to come and explore it yourself, and just whatever we are going through, whatever we are speaking, if this kind of resonates with you, take that step of faith and go ahead and start. As Vikas also had mentioned, this is risk free, right? So there's nothing. If you want to come, you see, you explore, you feel this is not for you, it's fine, it's okay, because there's no one size fits all, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's for you and you feel that this is what you want to do, it has boosted up our confidence level so much, and so we're so happy. That's what I said. We are just 9 months and we are just loving it so far. So yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. I love that after all those years, you've discovered yourself within 7 months in the business that, oh, I can do this, I can do this. That's so nice. Actually, the first time I saw you now, Mastermind, I was like, I thought even you were like about 3, 4 years in the business. The way you are confident, the way you are presenting, I'm like, wait a second. So, but I'm glad, and I'm so glad that we have the husband, we have you as a couple today, and let me hear from the husband. What advice could you give your fellow men out there who are afraid to leave their wives, start this kind of a business? because
Yeah.
I get a lot of, should I say, a lot of women who are really interested and want to start, and they're like, my husband said this, my husband said that. So, what advice can you give those kind of people out there?
Just thank you for that, Dorothy. I can just say to all the husbands, believe in believe in your wife. So, because I've been heard like every man's success, there is one person behind you is
Is
your
your,
wife.
is your
So
wife.
every wife's success, of course,
Is
it is also husband.
Yes.
Right.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah. So
You're
just
hindering your own success if you don't support.
yeah.
Yes, you're hindering your own success if you're not supporting. You know.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Sorry? Are you
Yeah, I
finished?
mean,
Can you repeat that? You got cut off. Sorry.
yes, I'm saying that because if your husband and wife, your wife is your support system as a husband, and if you're a husband in business, your wife is your support system. So it means if your wife doesn't support you, Vikas, she's hindering her own success as well. So
Absolutely.
she's better off supporting you because I understand sometimes where I think the challenge comes from, especially centered around resources. Maybe you have um, a certain plan for those resources and you see her spending um, hundreds or tens of thousands into something that, and probably sometimes you doubt her capabilities. So you're like, that's a lot of money. It might go to waste. You worry. It's genuine worry that comes from you not trusting that she might pull it off. However, if you're there to support, if you're on the same page, then whatever you're worried about, um, match it up. You know what I mean? As a support system, try to match it up because if you think she might not be very good pulling off a business venture or opportunity, then as a support system, you try to match up that where she's lacking. That's pretty much what support means. Okay, that way you're helping to make sure that the dream is achieved. And I think that's where mostly, Dorothy, maybe to piggyback on what Vikas and Elvira are saying. I think that's where mainly it comes from. Because I'm speaking from a man's perspective, where we say that okay, men usually are very careful when it comes to how they spend money. Because in the way they see money going into ventures. Sometimes it's based on the worry that, is she going to really pull it off? And sometimes it's a lot of money. If it's little money, sometimes you say, okay, just give it a shot. Because you say, I mean, what do we have to lose? It's not a lot of money that is at stake. But sometimes it's a lot of money that's at stake, and you kind of worry about the move. That's what Vika is trying to say. But you match up the energy, or you match up as a support system, match up where she lacks. That's what I got.
Yeah. Yeah, for us it was like when we after paying the 149, when we said okay, so we had I had already decided like okay, that so what the product will be in that range. If it comes, then yes,
Yeah.
obviously then we will go for it. And yes, when we heard and we saw and we had a coaching call with the uh,
Coach.
coach, and then we saw the thing, and then we said yes, let's jump in.
Yeah, it took us like around 1 month.
Yeah.
We just was waiting on the Lord. We fasted, we prayed, we asked God if, because as I said, we didn't have any plan A also, right? So getting into something, we really needed to know if we are in, we're all in. So we just waited, and also as Vikas mentioned, we had a certain budget in mind, but it was lower than that, so we were so happy, and we just went in. Yeah, so we thank God. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. So, and this David, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. Wow. Um, Vikas and Elvira, thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing those insights. But I think with this, to crown it all, um, let me address whoever is out there and you're in your 20s. If you're still in your 20s, late 20s, um, you can still make these adjustments and, try to find, you can still think of the future and say, okay, this is something, look at it as futuristic. Try out business, or if you're still in employment and you're still looking at business and think, in the future, I want to start a business. You probably have a couple of years. If you're in your 30s and somewhere in your mid 30s, I'm saying um, you have just entered your future. Because look at it this way. Um, averagely, averagely, you're gonna live um, maybe, let me give you 75, 80 years, okay? Active years to do things, okay? People slow down. When we get to our mid 60s and 70s, pretty much people have slowed down. To start a business at that time, it's gonna call for a lot from you, okay? You can pull it off, but it's gonna take twice the energy, because all these years where you could have started and tried out things and failed and tried again, you didn't do it. So you're in your 60s. Every mistake is very costly. Okay, that's what I mean. So every mistake is very costly. So the sweet spot to do these things, to venture out, to start businesses, and you know, learn, make mistakes, and become something, make something of these businesses, is right there in your 30s, early 30s, mid 30s. That's a very beautiful spot to start. Otherwise, if you can pull it off in your mid 20s up to your 30s, that's wonderful too, because then you can make these mistakes and try other ventures and try all these kinds of things. But if you're thinking you're going to do a business in the future and you're in your 40s, in your early 40s, I have bad news for you. You're
Oh,
already in your future. You're already in your future. So there's no future for you. You're in the future. So this is the time for you to do it. Okay? This is the time for you to do it. You just walked into your future without you knowing. So I'm here to tell you that you're in your future. This is the time to start. Don't waste time. Just jump in. If you have a good,
excuse
good
me,
thing
David.
about it.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
How about those, you said the early 40s, those late 30s. So now, how about that bracket you're talking about, but they are still waiting for others or friends, family to get results for them to send? What message do you have
And
for
this is
those ones?
and this is exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, they're already in
So,
their future.
yes, this is exactly what I'm saying. You're in your future. So this is not something to do in the future, because I'm here to tell you that your future is passing you by. Okay? Because you're already in it. You're already in your future. So it's passing you by, but you're looking at a future that is not defined. So we are trying to define what the future looks like. Because if you're in your 40s, okay, and you're still thinking future, when is that? Because it's really passing you by. You're in it and you don't realize you're in it. So if you're in your 50s, again, you can pull it off and you can do quite well. You can make some mistakes and probably recover from them, but they begin to be expensive mistakes, especially where a lot of money is involved. Those can be very expensive, because look at it this way. For so many, your source of investment income is going to come, investment funding is going to come from what you've been saving over the years, okay? From your savings, or for some that go for loans, but you still need to work it and pay back,
I see.
okay?
Yes.
But you're in your 50s. If you still have the employee mindset where you're working a day job, you're starting to slow down. They want faster 20, between the 20s and 30s. They want faster uh, uh, employees. So you're slowing down and they're looking at you as becoming a little more expensive to maintain on the job. So you're at a bit of a disadvantage at that point. You know, you can still work, yes, you can still push, yes, but you make those mistakes, they're very costly. So don't miss the sweet spot. If you're in your 30s, mid 30s, you're in your 40s, take action. Take action when you see an opportunity and you think it's a good one, you have a gut feeling that this is it. Take action. Stop sitting on the fence and expecting that this is something for you to do in the future. This is your future because you're already in it and you better take action. That's how I look at it. And I wish somebody can pick a leaf or look at it the same way I do. If that's what you need to take action and to, move forward in life. So thank you, Vikas and Elvira. With those few words, I'd like to say it's been a pleasure. We hope to see you again sometime soon. I'm not going to say in the future because if I say we hope to see you in the future, we're already in the future. So this should be sometime soon. And, have another chat and celebrate those successes in business, and have more to share with our audience. Dorothy, do you have any words to wind up?
Actually, David, you submitted everything. When you were talking about the future, I just remembered a friend of mine. One of my mentees is like 63 and is still doing midwifely. I don't know when he's gonna graduate. I don't know when he's gonna get a job. So when you spoke about the future, I'm like, wow, I wish that friend of mine was on this live. If you know that person, or if you know anybody like my friend, just share this live and listen to what, today's live was very actually, let's say, educative. So and everybody who is watching us, if you miss, go watch the replay. Trust me, just have a cup of tea, get a pen and a paper, note down, and your life cannot be the same. Trust me, even as we started. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that is it for me, David. Unless the little gentleman just to come and say hi, because it's like wants to say something.
Yeah, thank you so much, David and Dorothy, for having us.
Say hi.
Our life.
Your partner in crime is here.
I guess. Why is you?
All right.
Thank you so much, David and Dorothy, for inviting us on this platform, and we really appreciate it, and we had a good time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Thank
You're
you.
You're welcome. So if you're watching us, we're saying every Sunday, 2 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. GMT. We're always here sharing stories such as this one every Sunday. So join us. Besides that, from the site you're watching or the page you're watching, look in the description. There is a link to our website for more information about you starting your own online business and to move you closer to seeing that blueprint of how it works so you can make that important financial decision. Please go and take a look, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be